just don't know when the magic starts.
I'm just turning off the magenta. That's all right. We had a light that wasn't tungsten balanced.
Oh, really? I hate it when that happens.
Yeah.
When your tungsten balance is all off.
Yeah,
it's not good.
Welcome to another Cove Talk from Gun Hill Studios. You'll notice the absence of a vehicle here, but I'm here with somebody who knows more than their fair share about vehicles. Andrea Seed from
Poppyseedmedia.
So when did we first meet?
Crikey, that would be at Sywell Classic Pistons and Props, which is one of the shows I look after, doing the PR for them. And yourself and the lovely Emma came, decked out in full vintage regalia, and ran around with your cameras for a couple of days, and we had enormous fun. Started a beautiful friendship.
The thing that always interests me as well is what first got you into your company? Was there a single event that made you think, I want to do this?
Not really. With the cars, I started working for an agency who were looking after the Classic Motor Show, and at that stage I was very much, that's a red car, that's a blue car, and that's about as much as I knew. Worked with the show, carried on working the show after that agency departed, and I set up on my own and just built it from there and became more and more involved each year. So as well as doing the PR, I now do all the feature management, what's going on the stage, the scripts, everything. So from that, and obviously got to know lots of people in the classic car world and motoring and motorsport, and it just sort of snowballed from there. So it was never my intention to be, you know, oh, I'm a car girl, I'm just going to do stuff on cars. You know, what a happy accident, because I love it.
Excellent, excellent. You are a buzzy, no-nonsense woman.
I am, yeah. Ball buster, I think the common term for that is. Yeah, I don't do spin and fluff. I do graft. I like it all to work, and I like to enjoy myself while I'm doing it.
Probably why we get on. Don't do anything by halves. Well, we've done 2 Sywells now, haven't we? We did.
Yeah, we've done a couple of Sywells, and then you came and experienced the madness, the monster that is the Lancaster Insurance Classic Motor Show. And I said, come down and see this show, which you were like, crikey. Yeah. And then you came back, you crazy fools, as part of our team and ran around like maniacs for 3 days trying to cover 1,800 cars. A little bit of omnipresence, trying to be everywhere.
Yes, yeah. The massively wide selection of vehicles.
It's the car clubs that do us proud every time. You know, we've got over 250 car clubs at the Classic Motor Show. Europe's biggest club event, and each year they just amaze us.
People can have pride in whatever their vehicle is, can't they?
Oh, absolutely. There's nobody that can say that car's better than that, because it's all personal taste and it's what connection you make with the car.
It's amazing, and I like the way it all seems to be fairly mixed when you're walking between the rooms. You don't feel too much like we're now in the posh room. There is an element of cross-talk between the rooms a bit.
Yeah, definitely. Things like pride of ownership, you know, an Aston Martin next to a Ford Anglia. They're both pristine vehicles looking brilliant, and there shouldn't be any divide.
Fantastic. What have you got coming up?
I've got Race Retro at Stony Park, which is the historic motorsport event, with some live Group B and Group C rally car action, and an appearance from Damon Hill, which is very nice. And straight after that, go into the Practical Classics Restoration and Classic Car Show back at the NEC, which is the sister show of the Classic Motor Show. So it's more for the hands-on enthusiasts. So everybody from, you know, one man trying to fix a car in his shed, through to people who just like cars and like the idea of messing about with them. And then I hit the road for most of the summer with the Endurance Rally Association. We've got the Flying Scotsman Rally, which is a 3-day pre-war vintage car. And then we've got the Monster, which is the Peking to Paris Rally, which is 8,500 miles in 35 days.
Excellent. So that's going to take you out of action.
6 weeks, yeah, 6 weeks of running up my data bill. That's what that's called. Yeah, the phone company making a lot more money than I will that week.
You have to remember to set it up before you go. That's what I found.
That's it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we start from the Great Wall of China, and there's about 110 cars. Classics and vintage, and we go into Mongolia, Gobi Desert, through Russia to Poland and Switzerland, Italy, France. And we finish at Place Vendôme on the 17th of July.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, it's not called the Greatest Motoring Challenge for nothing.
We should try and do some sort of Skypey link while you're doing it at some point. That would be quite fun, wouldn't it? You know, try and...
Not while I'm in my tent in Mongolia. I've never camped before in my life. No, not even in the back garden as a child. So the first time I'm going to camp is going to be in the Gobi Desert. That's not doing anything by halves, is it?
No. You might want to practice.
Yeah.
I camped at Goodwood last year just because couldn't get a hotel, so I thought, going to Halford's, about 12 quid.
It's quite easy for the blokes to do that. It's not so easy for the women when you're supposed to go in all your finery.
So who are your go-to entourage?
I do a lot of work with the Wheeler Dealers, with Mike Brewer and Ed China. They've been big supporters of the Classic Motor Show and the Practical Classics Restoration and Classic Car Show, to the point where they're flying over from LA for the show in March. And they are also doing the Peking to Paris rally.
How marvellous.
In a 1916 Cadillac that they're currently frantically restoring over in LA. Also do a lot of work with Fuzz Townsend from Car SOS. We've known each other many, many years, and in the last sort of 18 months or so, we've started doing a lot of work with Ant Anstead from For the Love of Cars. He's just come back from Mongolia, so I'm hoping he's got some travel tips for me.
Well, we look forward to doing the NEC later this year, which will be groovy, and try and get along to Sywell as well.
Yeah, luckily, fingers crossed, not want to tempt fate, touching lots of wood, the sun's always shining for Sywell. We've had some beautiful weather. We've enjoyed many a fine beer at the Pilot's Mess. Yeah, it'd be good to see you there.
What month is that?
September.
So you've got everything cunningly planned around your big trip?
I have, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. It's a busy old year.
Excellent. Well, great talking to you, and we will keep the world informed of what happens in the Poppyseed Media universe.
I like I've got my own universe. I used to go for global domination, but now I've got a universe. Whatever.
What's the thing you do on YouTube?
You subscribe.
You subscribe to YouTube.
Yeah, that's
I'm always
media
asking
type to know.
It's all crazy jazz to me.
Honestly.
I think that's a wrap. That's quite cool, isn't it?
Did I just prattle on?